Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Iris, and today I'm going to be talking about something scary that happened to me when I was a child. And the reason why about it is because I've been seeing it all over YouTube lately, and for a long time I felt like I was crazy. I just imagined things. So today I'm going to be talking about shadow people or shadow figures, whatever they may be called. And first of all, I'm going to define it as Wikipedia defines it, and it is the definition of a shadow person is, by Wikipedia standards, is here in my notes: a shadow person, also known as a shadow figure, shadow being, or black mass, is the perception of a patch of shadow as a living humanoid figure, particularly as interpreted by believers in the paranormal or supernatural as the presence of a spirit or other entity. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of my background. And my family is Christian, and we very much believe in the spiritual world, dark, light, good, and evil. So this story takes place a long time ago. I was maybe 6 or 7, and my sister and I, my younger sister, she shared a room with me, and I saw a shadow person. It was late at night one day, and my sister and I sometimes would stay up and talk, and that night we were both completely asleep. I was completely unconscious, knocked out, sleeping, and I felt something touching me, like my shoulders, to wake up, and I didn't register. I thought it was my sister, so I just turned around, and then it kept touching me. So when I opened my eyes and realized finally that it wasn't my sister, I froze because I just saw the figure of a black shadow, and it seemed like a male presence. And I immediately freaked out, but I was frozen in place. I couldn't move, and I was terrified. And I know that I saw this because my sister's bed was next to mine on the right side. She had a small twin, I had a twin bed, and I looked over at her, and she was looking right at me, and she was also looking back at the figure. And she was freaking out, but she was so scared she didn't say anything. And the figure sat down on my bed, and it kept pointing outside toward the window. And I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't register as a child. I thought I was seeing things. I thought maybe I was still half asleep. So I closed my eyes because I didn't want to see this. I didn't want to deal with it. I wanted it to be over, and so I closed my eyes. And I opened my eyes again. It was still there. But I closed my eyes again, and this time I just left them shut for a few seconds because I didn't want to open them at all. And I was frozen in fear. And then when I opened them again, it was gone. I looked over at my sister. She was crying, and I started crying. And thank God that she was there, because it was still scary, but it felt less scary, and I felt less crazy because I know that I wasn't the only one that saw that. So then that night happened, it passed. I didn't tell my parents anything because, again, I was a little kid. I didn't think that it was real. So that wasn't the only time that I saw that shadow figure. That same figure kept coming back, and it came back a few times. The next time that it happened, again, it was late at night. I was completely asleep, and I was woken up because it felt like someone just shook the covers right off me. They just pulled it off, and I immediately woke up. There was the figure again, and I froze in fear. I didn't know what to do. I didn't tell my parents, and I never told them because I was afraid and I didn't understand what was happening. And each time my sister would wake up in the bed next to me, and she would be frozen in fear, and then we would talk about it, but we never told our parents. And before this, I never talked about this with anyone except my sister and my brother, because I thought I was seeing things. But now that I've been watching these videos on YouTube, I realize that I'm not the only one who had these encounters. And it makes me feel better because I know it was real. I felt that presence. Each time it would point at the window. And I didn't understand what it was saying. I couldn't move. I was frozen in place. And it came back a few times. And then eventually it stopped. And like I said, my parents are Christian. And eventually they had the house blessed because I kept telling them that I thought the house was haunted. And so we had a pastor come with a bunch of the church people, and they prayed for the house, and it stopped. But it took a while before that happened. It was really scary, and I just wanted to share my story with you guys. So if you guys want to see more videos about my experiences, more storytime videos, then just let me know by hitting the like button and subscribe. And I'll see you again in my next video. Bye.